as promised yesterday, I'm going to start this segment with this email from Martin.
Hey, Martin!
We have Greg from trainwithmap.com. Specifically, you want to go to trainwithmap.com/RAD Radio. Remember that for a big announcement coming up in mere minutes. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning.
All right. Now, we yesterday on the show talked about the fact that KFC has announced that they are bringing back their infamous Double Down sandwich on Monday for a limited time. It is 2 fried chicken patties, no buns. So you got a chicken patty, fried, deep fried, bacon, cheese, and sauce, and then another chicken patty on top. By the way, for Kyle, I did the research. The sauce, you get a choice, either the Colonel's real mayo or spicy sauce.
Spicy.
Those are your choices. It clocks in at 950 calories, twice as much as a Big Mac.
Damn.
And we got this email from Martin that we read yesterday, and he said, I'm going to be such a fat bastard come Monday. I'm going to get a Double Down every lunch I can. I was so upset they got rid of them. Now, here's my question for you. Not what you think of that, but you always brag about your meal plans that you say to somebody. Like if somebody says I need my bacon, that you will, quote unquote, let them have bacon. You'll design a meal plan where they can have bacon. Could you work with that guy?
I'm going to watch my answer here. Can I? Yes. But when it comes to that, honestly, I would tell him no. But here's my reasoning. I've been working all of these foods in, and I have no problem letting things in that don't really belong on a really healthy and fit meal plan, like bacon, right? But a 900-calorie sandwich for lunch has no place in a routine or a habit that you should be building. So to go ahead and give someone permission to do that, I've realized is just opening up the floodgates for other issues. So more likely, it would say, hey, let's limit how many we can have and then develop a much better habit.
So you would be able to say, you can't have it every day, but you can have it X number of times a week. You're not saying, no, I won't work with you. You're saying, we can't do it every day, because that means you're not serious about working with me.
Yeah, I'll bear with you until we can train you to be better.
Okay, one of the reasons I love having you on is you basically become like the 5th member of the show, or the 6th member of the show, because I save up all these stories. This one I just got today, actually, and it ties right into that. We've heard about this before. In late February, a Nashville native who's 56 years old named Kevin McGinnis began documenting an all McDonald's diet on TikTok. He shared his starting weight of 238 pounds and outlined his plan. He says, quote, I'm going to eat nothing but McDonald's for the next 100 days. I'm going to cut the meals in half to prove to myself, and maybe some of you, that it's not as much what you're eating. It's the quantity that we're eating that really jacks us up. He saves the other half of the meal, by the way, heats it up the next time he eats. He foregoes a classic fountain soda and opts for a bottle of water on Thursday yesterday. That's 10 days of the diet. He's down 12.5 pounds. Asked if he's talked to a doctor, he says, I've had cardiologists that love it. I have cardiologists that hate it. He estimates that by the end of the 100 days, quote, my health will be better, my blood work will be better, and if you don't believe me, follow along. Now, outside of the clickbait, what are your comments on that?
He started in a garbage can diet to begin with. If you put me on a 100-day McDonald's diet, I will be in a worse place than I am now. But if you take someone who's completely off path, that's overweight, that needs to lose weight, and you give them less food, yeah, eventually they'll lose weight. But what's his muscle mass? What's his actual cholesterol levels? What are all these things that he's not considering? The quality of food does matter.
So yeah, in the long run, the simple, it's not what you eat, it's how much of it you eat will catch up to you.
Absolutely. He's making the measurement based on weight, not based on health.
We got this email from Tina. Says, I think you said Greg was on today, so I just wanted to drop a line. I've had 2 Zoom meetings with Greg. I'm in Nevada recently to revisit my plan and how it's going so far. I've been with MAP over a year now, and after meeting with him, it has reinstated that excitement of change, and the feedback I gave him was implemented in my meal plans and workouts the following week. He truly is fantastic and keeps it absolutely real, and I love that. Thank you for all you do, Greg, and thanks, Rad, for for the life-changing introduction of MAP.
Amazing.
All right, now, we got a lot to get to here today, and one of the things, let's start with that. Remind people, you do meal plans. You can work with somebody no matter where they are, and where you've made some changes, though. I saw in your email that you sent me this morning to your meal planning and your coaching online. What have you done?
It's a list of changes, but realistically, the goal of the changes we've made is simply to simplify the meal plan. Writing out every single meal, this is breakfast, this is lunch, this is dinner, became really difficult for people to follow consistently. So we had a lot of people kind of following the plan and kind of getting results. So rather, we've now created more variety by saying, hey, based on your goals, based on your likes, here's a list of foods that is going to get you going in the right direction. And then we implement small changes along the way. Much less weighing, much less measuring, a lot easier to do on the go. And by doing that, we focused more on the coaching aspect, which is really what's getting people the customized results that they want. So we've switched everything to Zoom meetings instead of messaging. We're checking in 4 times a week now.
Wow.
Just our touch points have increased immensely. And now we've had more time to create guides. Like, hey, you're going to Disneyland? I got a guide for that.
We were talking before you were on in the studio about how you have reached that point that as a fellow business owner I can relate to, where you are flying high with everything that you've put together and your staff. I mean, you feel like you're hitting all cylinders, right?
Yeah, I've got more to go, but we are dialed.
That is
I love
awesome.
that.
So last time you were on, we teased some type of event. And I understand that we are ready to announce that event and get people headed to various websites. This is why trainwithmap.com/radradio was so important to remember, although there's other ways to do this. What do we have planned?
We have a pretty amazing seminar coming up between Rob and myself that we are going to be hosting at Randy Peters Catering, right down the street from Train with Map, so you can stop by the gym after.
Catering.
Let me ask this, because Brandon, you got all excited over the venue, which I figured, Kyle would be the one.
He's just catering.
It is a beautiful venue. Randy Peters has done an amazing job of creating this community center where they can host events just like this, and it is immaculate.
All right, so continue.
We are going to cap it at 200 people, and we are going to be doing all kinds of things for the tickets in that we can create different credits towards Map memberships. We're going to do raffles for free challenges and Maptrition products, and the story goes on. But the whole idea is going to be to paint a picture for your goals.
All right, so it's March 25th.
March 25th.
At 11 a.m. At the Randy Peters Center, and we need to cap it because we need to control everybody coming out. And so you mentioned there's a price that's involved. What is the price?
So the price of the ticket is $9. I believe when you go on to purchase it, it comes out to $11.44.
Because of the fees or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good price.
Well, here's the yin yang of this. We didn't want it to be free for a couple reasons. First of all, we want people to be there so that because they're there to hear Greg, not because they're there to fangirl over me or us or
And
anything or eat, right? And so if you do a little bit of a buy-in, then we hope in these days and assume that you're at least a little bit committed by spending probably $22 because you're probably going to come with somebody. The other thing is, we didn't want to make the price ridiculous, especially in this day and age, and
That's so
especially since
nice.
if they love what they hear, they might want to have money that they can go, Greg, here, take my money and make me help. So you can go to RADRadio.com. You can, right, Brandon? They can?
That's correct.
All right. And it's right there on our splash page. You can go to trainwithmap.com/RADRadio, and you say it, you can't miss it.
There's a big moving emblem that says click here.
All right, and you can click it and pay your $9 plus the fees, take you into $11 or something else.
Yep.
First come, first served. When we get 200, that's it. It's sold out. It is March 25th. That's a Saturday, I assume.
It is.
At 11 a.m. Now, you mentioned me. What am I doing exactly? This is not the first I'm hearing of this, but we haven't had our meeting about exactly how you wanted this to look, so I thought we could do a couple minutes. This is how I do it with my team anyways, right here on the show.
Oh, I love it.
What are you envisioning?
So my whole goal with this is really to paint a picture of what it looks like when you get involved and what people may be doing in their current situations, whether they sign up with us or not, that we can guide them in the right direction so that they can see how simple the changes really can be. Because I think so many people get intimidated by getting into a meal plan or getting into a routine as if they have to flip their whole life upside down. And I use that phrase commonly because it's such a typical thought, and they really don't have to. So I want to paint that picture.
So it will basically be a longer and more intimate version of what we do when you come on the show.
Exactly.
Perfect. And that's March 25th. You can go to trainwithmap.com/RADRadio. You can go to RADRadio.com. Click it on. You can get your tickets. First 200 people will be in attendance.
So do you need to bring some show prep with like questions that you have?
I just
for
may.
Greg?
I just may. If I find something that is relatable, that would be just like I do here,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just might do that. We got this email from Juliet.
Hey, Juliet.
Says, I know Greg is on today, and I just wanted to email and say I love him.
Oh, what's
Okay,
there not to love?
You are married, correct?
I am. Don't worry. She's not local either. It's okay.
I just did the 6-week challenge, and it was hard, but not impossible, and I saw so many results. He provided so much flexibility within the meal plan. Sticking with that was easy. Any issue I had with the workouts, he understood, even when some ice knocked me out for a week. Oh, dear.
Oh.
How'd that happen?
Damn.
Ice knocked her out? Most importantly, I lost weight and I lost inches everywhere. Inches off my waist, inches off my hips, inches off my thighs, even 1.5 inches off my neck. I will never not recommend Greg. I live in Michigan.
Whoa.
And
that's
I've been
not the ice.
promoting him, right, all over. He's so wonderful to work with. The Zoom meetings got me so hyped up to stay on track. too. So she covered almost everything there. Your meal plans, you'll do workout plans, and you do these 6-week challenges every time you come on. Do you have another one?
I do, but let me back up. The best part about Juliet, aside from she crushed it, is that she was previously a member prior to us, or prior to me really feeling like we have been dialed in. So she came back. I think it's been a year. She did the 6-week challenge, and then you heard the results that she got during that challenge. But yes, we are going to host another 6-week transformation challenge, and I'm just going to call it the transformation challenge because that's all we're doing. We have hit amazing results. We had one gentleman lose 8% body fat in 6 weeks. I swear I'm not starving people. We had another person lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks. I mean, just amazing results that we've seen.
And that same woman dropped her blood pressure, right? By losing all that weight?
Oh, I've been so excited to talk about this. She came busting through the door on a random occasion. Wasn't even her session time. And she said, you'll never guess what happened. She had gone to the doctor and she dropped her blood pressure 20 points in 6 weeks.
Oh, that made
Good
her
for
so
her.
happy.
Yeah. So that was absolutely amazing. And if you're interested in the 6-week challenge, by all means, you can contact us, but you can also find it on trainwithmap.com/RAD Radio, and it'll be right above when you click the registry for the tickets.
Is this one a limited number of people as well? Because usually with the 6-week challenges, you've been capping them.
Always. So I have to cap it at 20 people. As much as I'd love to help more at once, we just really have to trickle it in because of the work involved.
And what's different about the 6-week challenge than just signing up for your programs?
Realistically, it's just an expedited version. We found that so many people need that jumpstart program to see those dramatic results, see those changes. So it requires less motivational buy-in, and you still get the results. And then we can say, hey, let's make this a little bit more sustainable for your life as we go.
So obviously the place to go is trainwithmap.com today /RAD Radio to either sign up for the new 6-week challenge or to get tickets to the Rad Map event on March 25th at 11 a.m. that Greg and I will be hosting. You can also get tickets for that event through radradio.com, which we might want to have you split the difference so we don't crash both websites at once, but we always appreciate when you do that.
So our mobile dog groomer, when she came to groom Hank in December, I didn't know she was with Greg. And there's a lot of baking that's going on in my house around that time. And I was so proud of her because she comes in and she'll take groom. She's Hank outside in her truck. She's a mobile groomer. And she'll come back in and we'll always chat and spend time together because it's usually like her last stop of the day. And I was like, oh, I'm baking all this. Do you want? She's like, no, I'm doing Greg's thing. I'm like, we're making tacos. She's like, no. I'm like, they're healthy. I'm making, no, because it was like grass-fed beef. She's like, I'm not doing that. I was just like, I was so proud of her. I'm like, my God, you're doing this over the holidays. And then I just saw her, I don't know, a few weeks ago for another appointment, and she's down 30-something pounds from being with Greg.
Yeah, she is actually the same Christina that had wrote in last time where I said, hey, that's the Christina that you and I both know.
Okay, yes.
Phone number is 888-989-9811. You can email us, rad@radradio.com. We're with Greg from trainwithmap.com /RAD Radio. This is from Courtney.
Hi, Courtney.
Says, longtime listener, I had to write in and share that walking into the gym at MAP training, see, he does a lot. See, there's the food plans, there's the exercise plans, which can be done remotely at home. There's these 6-week challenges, there's these Zoom meetings, and he actually has a gym, too. I had to share that walking into the gym at MAP training was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Greg convinced me to come talk to him about a new program that he was starting back in December, and I am so glad that I went. He said all the right things and reminded me that there's never a right time to start, and because I was there that day, it meant I was ready for a change, and that I should jump on that feeling and go with it. I was able to get 2 of my best friends, Jen and Abby, to join me, and the rest is history. Together, we have lost a combined 63 pounds since we've started, gained lifelong sustainable habits, laughed our asses off while semi-listening to workout instruction, and have met some amazing fellow gym members and trainers who we now consider family. I cannot say anything but great things about this program, Greg, Sydney, and all the other trainers who have been a part of our journey. So I'm writing to say if you are even remotely thinking about making a change, come talk to Greg. Do it. You deserve it. It will not disappoint. If you work hard and follow rule number 1, which is don't die, you will change your life and never look back. P.S. The 4 p.m. gym crew rocks, so if you want to burn some calories and tell semi-inappropriate jokes while doing so, come say hi.
I mean, that really just puts us in a box that we really are. We
don't die.
I told Courtney when she walked in, I was like, we're a little rough around the edges, but we love it, And she and her friends bought in. and they are just an integral part of our groups now. It's so cool to see.
Speaking of gyms, I saw this story a couple weeks ago. Post-pandemic, according to a new report, has seen a surge in the popularity of weight training. Strength training has been the most popular exercise class booked during the past 2 years. It has once again become widely embraced and accepted for all kinds of outcomes, including aesthetics, weight loss, bone health, and balance. Now, would we call that what Brandon's doing? Brandon, is Brandon doing weight training? Is he bulking? Is it all the same? How would you describe it?
Yeah, it's all considered weight training or resistance training of some kind. It's just a matter of what you lift.
Brandon, which of these reasons are you doing it for? Aesthetics? Is it aesthetics, Brandon? You shallow human, or because it's not weight loss? Bone health,
Brandon had a game.
balance.
Right. It started out that way, but then I realized that I just feel better. Well, not only looking better, but I feel better too. It's all physiological.
Then they say at the same time, stationary cardio equipment like elliptical machines and treadmills have seen a drop-off in usage. Changes in how people exercise have forced gyms to adapt with new gym designs featuring more dumbbell and squat racks and open areas for lunges, deadlifts, and other weighted exercises. Are you seeing this, and do you support this?
I'm way ahead of the curve. We already designed our gym that way because, we know what you need. But no,
Old news.
Yeah, old news. I am seeing that, right? Much more so, I think it's great because strength training is much more beneficial on the long term when it comes to sustainable health and muscle mass and as we age and all those good things. So it's a great thing that's catching on.
Yesterday, according to new research, this story broke that if you would dedicate just 11 minutes of moderate physical activity each day, it would be sufficient to lower the risk of diabetes and other diseases like heart disease, stroke, and a number of cancers. The University of Cambridge examined results that were reported in 196 peer-reviewed articles that ultimately covered 30 million different participants over all of this time. And basically what it comes down to is, are you a proponent of, when it comes to exercise, some is better than none? Because they put out these stories with these headlines, 11 minutes of exercise. Just give us 11 minutes of walking, running, sex, and it's better than nothing.
Twist my arm. I would agree that something is better than nothing. I tell people that all the time, but 11 minutes is really setting the bar low. Like, can we just set the bar at 30 minutes? And then if you fall short, we're okay. You know what I mean? What's the old phrase? Like, aim for the moon, fall to the stars? Something. Just because we just keep setting the bar, like 8-minute abs, 3-minute cardio. Get out of here.
I would imagine if you started, correct me if I'm wrong, I would imagine that if somebody is starting from the couch and they're doing the 11 minutes, they eventually would just start adding more because they're just maybe feeling more mobile and better, and it just would naturally gravitate to just doing more.
Yeah,
maybe.
Absolutely. And we do that with people all the time. We say, hey, can I get you to walk 10 minutes on your lunch break? Right? We set the bar low so it's not daunting, but we raise it as we go. So I'd hate to say on a national basis, all you need is 11 minutes.
Saturday, March 25th at 11 a.m., it'll be the RAD Map event at Randy Peters Catering in Roseville, California. Greg and I will host it. You can get tickets right now at radradio.com or at trainwithmatt.com/radradio. Click on the button. Tickets are $9 plus a little service charge. The first 200 people can be there. We got this note from our favorite teacher in the world, Ms. Frizzle.
Yay, Miss Frizzle!
She says, I'm so disappointed.
What?
The date of the MAP training bash is March 25th, smack dab in the middle of our robotics team's competition in Davis.
Oh, damn.
Greg's a wonderful human, and he keeps me focused even when my appendix tried to kill me. And I had to limit how much I could lift while my weight has crept back a bit. 10 weeks of limited exercise will do that. My healthier eating has kept my cholesterol levels down and blood pressure normal. Thanks, Greg. Valerie says, would this event be helpful for someone who is a newly diagnosed diabetic? My husband's 35 and was just diagnosed with diabetes, but was told it can be out into remission with diet and exercise changes.
Yeah, he finally got the right answer from a doctor. That's exactly what can happen. So, yeah, absolutely, it would be beneficial.
Because that's literally a big part of what we're going to be talking about is exercise and nutrition.
Exhibit A.
Phone number is 888-989-9811. Hi, Alex.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Good morning, Greg. Speaking of diabetic, my daughter just went through Greg's 6-week program, and she's type 1 diabetic. Her numbers dropped, her cholesterol dropped, her A1C dropped. She told me the other day, she's like, Dad, she's on my clothes feel better. Whatever he did with her, my wife, it worked. They watch what they eat, they're exercising better. Everything, the program is amazing, but I just wanted to personally thank him because he sparked something in my daughter. She's 11 years old. She's never had healthy relationship with food, and she's working on that now. And she got some good knowledge from Greg's program, and she joined the soccer team at school. And she's definitely working on getting herself a lot better. So I just wanted to thank him for guiding her. And even though the program's over and he probably won't see them, they did join another gym that's closer, and they're going to keep doing what he taught them. But I just had to thank him.
Man, I really want to hassle him for going to another gym, but that is absolutely amazing. I mean,
That is beautiful.
the girls came in and they did absolutely awesome. I think what was cool about that is the first 2 weeks of the challenge, they really struggled. They didn't catch on to some of the concepts of the meal plan, but we sat down, we had some extra meetings, we got them on track, and they did really well.
You just gotta love that. You have to love calls like that.
It's what keeps me from burning the building down, truly.
And she wants to like go and play soccer,
Yeah.
which is like, that's amazing. And then double amazing. Cause like, don't you want to keep kids busy so they stay out of trouble? Like if they're in sports most of the time.
Phone number is 888-989-9811. You can email rad@radradio.com if you want to have a question for Greg from trainwithmap.com/radradio. Sarah says, I'm in my second week and I feel amazing. Greg also hooked me up with Aaron from Georgia, who is so insightful.
Yeah, like I said, our team is dialed in. They're super bought into the program, and they absolutely love it.
So along with the March 25th Rad Map event, which you can get tickets for at radradio.com or trainwithmap.com/radradio, Greg has also announced the new 6-week transformational challenge. And Julie says, what does the 6-week program consist of? I would love to sign up as I have a Hawaii trip end of April. Need that beach body. And I'd love to get in shape for it. My only drawback is I have arthritis, and I'm worried the 6-week program will be too much and too hard for me. Is the program for beginners or any level?
It's for any level. I mean, I thought you were going to give me something difficult there. Arthritis is actually a really simple one because the meal plan will actually take some of the pain of arthritis away because we can just focus on anti-inflammatory things. But absolutely, we can build it out for anyone. And things involved, it's really simple. All you have to do is not ignore my messages. Show up to the Zoom meetings that we schedule, which is every other week, and work out 3 times a week.
And
that is it.
Not to go into full-on salesman mode, but the 6-week program is perfect for her to want to be exactly where she wants to be by the end of April. Because the 6 weeks program starts when? Next week?
Yeah, absolutely. Next week.
Okay, well, that's
Yeah.
almost literally 7 weeks before the end of April. And this, since it's a concentrated program, this is what she wants.
What's even better is when she crushes it and reaches that beach body form that she really wants, or at least gets close, because in 6 weeks, we are looking to guarantee about 4% body fat loss or 15 to 20 pounds lost. We'll credit the money back to her towards a membership when she gets back.
Brianna says, Greg roped me back in last week. I'm doing the group workouts at the gym. I'm actually excited to try again, even though I had to message Greg this morning and say I failed a lot this week. I'm still looking forward to working with him and getting the results, and I love Roscoe the dog.
Our little team mascot.
Speaking of your actual gym, because again, he does have a gym. You don't have to use it. I mean, you should be a traitor like that last guy. Whose wife and daughter had all that. But it helps people that are not close. Ashley has a question. I like to work out before work to start my day properly. I was wondering if Greg's gym has a locker room with showers.
We have a shower, but we only have about 3 members that use it, and I'm in the process of improving it now, so it's half shower, half construction site.
All right, we have Gregception here. That's Greg from trainwithmap.com, and now we have Greg on the phone. Hello, Greg.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, what's up?
Just wanted to say I'm the Greg that moved from California to Indiana, not by choice, just because of my wife's family. But I recently signed up with Greg with Maps, and within literally it's been just over a week, Greg, right?
1 week.
I'm already getting compliments from people, and I want to say my wife is extremely pleased. So, so I want to say the accountability with everything that the program adds is really what makes it worth it. So I appreciate you.
Aw,
Man, that's so awesome. It's so early in the system, but Greg was so motivated. I felt like I actually had to wind him down a little bit. Like, hey, we're going to do great. Just take a deep breath. But, I mean, he's already dove in, and the results are showing.
By the way, I know it feels like we've mentioned everything that Greg does, but there's a couple other things, and we can't avoid talking about the Maptrition products, which you can get in the Stupid Store.
Superstore.
You go to radradio.com, and then when you hit the Stupid Store,
Superstore.
there's a drop down for the Maptrition products. And the last time Greg was on, we were talking about the various powders and the pre-workouts. And Dawn made a comment that Barbie latched onto, said, "Yum, Dawn with the pre-workout and coffee." Thank you for that idea.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So the pre-workout is what?
I think it was the protein in coffee,
Yes,
right? Because if you're
it
putting
was.
pre-workout
Yeah.
in your coffee, you got me beat.
Right.
And
yeah, see, I didn't.
Right. I thought we had to clarify that.
I was thinking when she said pre-workout, she was meant the protein powder.
Sure.
So I'm glad you clarified. Yeah, no, oh my gosh.
Because that's what you do. You do the protein
The
powder
cinnamon,
in your coffee.
Cinnamon? Actually, any of them.
Any of
yeah,
them.
any
Okay.
of them work.
And
I haven't tried any chocolate.
What are
in
the
the coffee? But I mean, I'm a very creamer person, and you don't need it with that.
And what are the protein powders?
there's two protein. Well, there's three. There's the vegan protein powder for those of you who know. There's we still love you. The
That's nice of
determination
you.
protein powder, which is our post-workout powder. I would not put the determination in hot coffee. It will not break down as well. Fair warning. The Max Work protein powder is the one that everyone's talking about because of the way it's built. It will break down in the hot drink. And that one is coming back in chocolate and currently in stock in cookies and cream and twisted cinnamon shake.
Oh, that's the
And
one.
all of this available at radradio.com in the Stupid Store
Superstore.
under Maptrition. Now, speaking of pre-workout and Kyle's addiction to Smasher, before we went on the air, you were handing out powder to various members of my staff. Would you like to explain,
Is that
please?
legal?
They're going to be fine. So, yeah, various members, because Brandon smashed his in the kitchen before he came in. We're bringing back the watermelon flavored smasher. It was a big hit, and I've been working on it. It's taking a little bit longer because we did switch manufacturers, if anyone knows that story. And the final sample that came in a couple weeks ago just wasn't quite what we wanted. So we sent it back. They edited the formula a little bit, sent it back, and this one is delicious. It's very candy flavored, kind of sits. Yeah, it's very good.
It's a get the Kyle thumbs up.
Yeah, I got Kyle thumbs up. It reminds me of a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
And
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
okay, so that's the taste. And what is the effect that it has on you?
So what I really like about Smasher is that when you go to work out, especially, you get that feeling like usually I don't want to run, but when I start running, I don't have that out of breath feeling like I'm getting exhausted and tired. You just feel your heart go up a little bit and you start to sweat hard. It's kind of like you don't get exhausted anymore, and it's really nice, and you're able to push through your workouts, and you feel a lot more accomplished afterwards because you don't get that fatigue in the middle of your workout session.
Is the newly formulated watermelon available?
Not yet.
All right.
We've approved the formula, so it will still be probably 8 weeks before we have it. I know I've promised a couple of our members sooner, but I'm trying.
Is there any Smasher that is available?
The lemonade smasher is still available, and kind of like what Kyle said, what I've really been using it for is to take my caffeine consumption down. I find that it's far more effective than coffee, so it's brought my total numbers down in actual grams of caffeine.
And it's available at radradio.com in the Stupid Store.
Superstore.
Kevin says, any announcements about pre-made meals becoming available?
I know I only have 1 or 2 projects on my plate, but I am still working on that. The last route that I went got slowed down a little bit, so I'm still working on protein bars and meal service.
Oh, the protein bars.
Stacy says, hey, Greg, my family subscribes to a meal delivery service as it is actually cheaper these days than grocery shopping. Do your meal plans work with those?
We can. You do need to be cautious about which one you are using, though, because some of those ones that are promoted as healthy actually turn out to be about 50% or more fat per meal. So you just got to be careful what the actual content is.
Name withheld says, I'm a nurse. I have children. Needless to say, I can't give up red wine. I usually drink a glass. Don't know how big the glass
that
is
was
a
gonna be
night
my next question.
of red wine. Would I have to give this up?
You don't have to. So what I always like to tell people is, listen, as your trainer, there's no alcohol in this program, but as a tequila lover and fellow human, we'll figure it out.
All right, couple more before we got to take a quick break. Josh says someone was cutting onions in my car during the call about the 11-year-old. Everything about it was amazing, even though soccer isn't a sport. And Jessica says, I got my tickets to the RAD Map event. Very excited to attend. I have a teenage wrestler who is always working out to cut weight, and I am looking forward to helping him set some realistic goals and learn some healthy eating habits. So there are at most, there are 198 tickets left. For Greg, we got this note from Joy.
Hey, Joy.
Says, I did the 6-week program with Greg back in December. I lost 28 pounds by the end of the program. I have lost nearly 40 pounds in total since December 11th.
Mic drop.
And you've got a new 6-week challenge, the Transformation Challenge, right?
Yep.
And you sign up now at trainwithmap.com/radradio. Same place you can get tickets to the Rad Map event Greg and I will be hosting at Randy Peters Catering in Roseville. The first 200 people who buy tickets for $9, a little bit more with the service charge, will be able to attend. And it is first come, first serve. Either go to trainwithmap.com/radradio or just go to radradio.com and you can get to the ticket buying place. All right. Speed round. I got a ton of emails here. All right.
Oh, man. That's
John says, my wife, her girlfriend, and I all want to get in better shape. We're at a loss as to where to start. The wife and her girlfriend just have one thing they don't want to give up, and that's sweet tea and Mountain Dew Code Red. Can you help us?
I can help you. I'm going to help you by giving up some of that.
You don't think that scares them off by saying that?
Well, I mean, I think they already know. They just want someone to give them permission.
Oh, what about diet option? Is that good, or are those still terrible for you as well?
Diet options free game. If it's 0 calorie, you can have it.
Greg says, I'm not a class type person. I really enjoy working out alone in my world, but I would love the opportunity to have help or guidance from a team member. I'm not necessarily the most knowledgeable. I love the idea of something with accountability. Do you offer something like that?
Absolutely. We have private and semi-private sessions.
Leanne says, I recently hurt my knee. Is it possible to start now with limited mobility? I don't want to increase the pain I'm already experiencing.
100%.
Allie says, I'm a current member of Greg's online program. By member, I mean I currently donate money to Greg every month, and I have done nothing to follow the program. Listening today, I really want to get started again. I was wondering if switching to the 6-week program might be possible.
Absolutely. Just message me.
Anything's possible with Greg. Right? It's like, just contact you.
100%.
I have never heard anyone. Every now and then we'll get an email from someone about, well, I don't know if I can afford it. That's like as close as we get. And even those you'll work with. I have never heard anybody say, yeah, Greg, he's not reachable. He doesn't work with me. Christina says, is this the Christina? I'm not sure because we're having so many. I am down 39 pounds today. When I reached out to Greg, I had just gotten out of a relationship and felt like crap.
yeah, might be.
Might be. I had a Zoom meeting with Greg and started a 6-week challenge where he helped me with meals and workouts, and the rest was history. He talks to me daily and helps hold me accountable. I truly don't know how he does it. The workouts at the gym are fun, and reaching my goal is fulfilling.
Sweet. I take Smasher and I don't sleep. That's how I do it.
Summer says Smasher's available at radradio.com in the Stupid Store.
Superstore.
Summer says, I can't express my appreciation for the Rad team enough for bringing MAP into my life. I have been working on and off with Greg for over a year, starting with the online program. More recently, I made the decision to get serious, and I did Greg's 6 weeks challenge. The meal plan program and community is what I needed to get my mind right. I finished the 6 weeks with a total loss of 15 pounds and 4% body fat. I won the challenge, yay. More importantly, my mental health has made a turn for the better.
And now she just won the competition AMRAP that we did on the end of the month Friday and won some MAP Nutrition products as well.
Well, look at her being an overachiever. Kevin says, I drink tons of milk. What's your opinion on milk?
Slow down. You're drinking sugar and fat. Dairy's commonly inflammatory for humans, so you definitely want to reduce that generally, but it's literally fat and sugar, so yeah.
And you are an everything in moderation and everything with an understanding of limits guy.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not going to tell him not to drink milk.
No.
Okay. Peter says, I have a tonal gym. Can the exercise be customized to use that?
Yeah, it's just a cable machine. We got to.
Joy says, I can't say thank you enough for bringing Greg on as a Radvertiser. I signed up within days of his last appearance on the show. I weighed over 300 pounds at 5 foot 2 inches and was on the verge of taking medication for weight loss until I heard Greg talk about how bad they actually were. I am down 21 pounds, 3 notches down on my belt, and 4.5 inches on my waist. Not only am I feeling great, but Greg is patient and understanding.
So I didn't kill her. Weird.
That's right. There were concerns over Greg killing people by giving out his advice. Strange. Brandy says, just to add on to those who feel like Greg can't help due to certain issues, he has helped me adapt my nutrition in coordination with my medical team's input for swallowing issues, intestinal dysmotility,
Oh my gosh.
possible malabsorption issues, inability to cook, and energy usage while still getting all my necessary nutrients.
Wow.
So stop writing in asking if you can do it with a hurt knee.
Gosh.
He adapts my workout for spine injuries, vestibular and balance problems, think vertigo, unstable joints, and hypermobility, mobility challenges like using crutches or a wheelchair, and still manages to create workout plans that I enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
To include boxing and kickboxing type exercises to appease the former fighter in me. So even if you think you can't be helped, give Greg a shot. He will be honest if it's outside of his level of experience or training, and he is really good at working with doctor recommendations. That is a hell of a story.
I got nothing. I mean, he wrote it all out. That's exactly it.
Think of this guy when you think you can't get out of bed. When you think you can at least go walk around the corner. I mean, oh my gosh, that sounds like daily struggle and pain. God bless you. You're amazing.
Heather says, I wrote to the show because I hated what I saw in the mirror, and you guys hooked me up with Greg. It is not only health-changing, but life-changing. I tried many diets over the years, and nothing took. I tried exercising, but it was never the right thing to do. It's been 9 weeks, and I am down 11 pounds, and that's with 2 weeks off with the ick. I was a size 18. I now fit into a 16. If I slip and feel down about myself, the trainers let me know that it's okay and I just need to try again. Greg and Alex have been amazing. I am so grateful to all of you at RAD Radio and everyone at trainwithmap.com.
That is the Heather that we gave the membership to.
Oh.
Is she still with you?
She is.
Outstanding.
Oh.
This is Mike.
Hi, Mike.
I'm 42. I'm overweight. 6'5" I weigh 450 pounds. I would like to ask if you can give me a simple set at-home stretching exercises and exercises that I can use to get myself moving in the right direction. I used to walk a few times a week, but then I moved and never got back into it. I just want to have an idea what exercises I can do with it in order to help lose some weight. I know why I am this way. I am an emotional eater, and I'm trying to work on that. I'm also not in the position to afford to join your program right now. I know I have the time, and I am ready to make it work. I just want to ask someone I know from your interactions with the team that I can trust. Now, he wrote this morning he wrote last night at 8 p.m. after we posted on Instagram that you were going to be on. So he is there. He's right at the threshold. Mm-hmm. Should he be the next Heather, maybe? Do you think we should reach out to him?
100%, because I can write him all the best programs in the world, but using them at home is what's difficult. So the coaching aspect is really what he needs.
The accountability, the coaching, the attaboys, things like that. So
send him my way.
We're gonna get him started with you and see if it can take.
That's beautiful.
Shannon says, I've tried 6 small meals a day, but I find portion control impossible. I want to feel full when I eat or not think about eating at all. I've had my best results fasting, but with recent thyroid issues, I've been told fasting is bad. So is it better to have large meals or small meals and always be hungry? Is being hungry a good sign?
Being hungry is not a good sign. You shouldn't have to walk around hungry because we want to fuel your muscles. So if 6 small meals works, awesome. If you want to eat all your calories at breakfast and have a protein shake for dinner, awesome. You just have to choose something that works.
God, it's just such a beautiful thing to hear, because in my 20s, we used to think it was the most amazing thing that we were hungry.
Yeah.
And that we went to bed hungry. It was like a badge of honor. It was like we did great for the day that we were hungry. Like, I love that you promote eating.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 more, and then I'll literally have gotten to all of them that I wanted to get to in the speed round. Chelsea says, I had a baby a few months ago. I'm currently breastfeeding. Do you have nutrition plans for breastfeeding moms? I'm concerned about my milk supply dropping if I cut calories.
100%.
Heath says, I was hoping Greg could give me some guidance to my weekly meals as a truck driver. I might have time to eat 1 meal a day, which usually is dinner, and that can vary between 5 and 10 p.m. I usually keep ready-made meals from the grocery store in my truck. I'm sure those aren't the greatest, but I also figured they have to be better than fast food. Do you have any recommendations? Can you help me so I don't get myself into a bad health situation with fast food?
I'm going to give you 15 years of experience boiled down into some really simple things that are going to work better than what you're doing now.
And you are, you didn't do your bona fide as we usually do. You're not only a nutritionist, you're this, that, and the other thing.
The certifications go on. Personal trainer and
former professional athlete, certified of all these things that they need. Okay.
Yeah, a list of things that people won't know what they are, but yeah, I got a lot of them.
Yeah, if you need all the titles, they're there. Go to trainwithmap.com/RAD Radio, and while you're there, buy tickets to our event. Amber says, I'm not obese or anything, but I want to be a little more confident with my body. I've been wanting to take advantage of any of the Train with Map programs, but I am hesitant because I am never hungry. Back to this. I can't seem to figure out why, but I never had an appetite and can only seem to eat very small portions at a time. I'm hoping Greg might have some input on this.
You can train your hunger cues. That's something we can help you to do. All it takes is a little bit of consistency.
What is that when just out of nowhere you're not hungry? My wife and I, like once a week, we're like, God, I haven't eaten today. I'm not hungry. What is going on there where everything else is fine?
There's so many things. You can disassociate from pain because hunger is somewhat of a pain when you get into it, right? Your body hates pain, so you'll block it out very easily. And I can influence your hunger cues. If you're busy enough here, you'll forget to eat. If I hold French fries in front of everyone long enough, you'll want to eat, right? But just getting to some consistency, I use the example of Pavlov's dogs. Eat at the same time all the time, and life gets a lot easier because your appetite will be trained to do what it's supposed to do.
All right, so it's trainwithmap.com/RAD Radio. There's a new 6-week transformational challenge limited to 20 people, right? And you can sign up right now. There is the RAD Map event that I will be co-hosting with Greg at Randy Peters Catering in Roseville. You have to have tickets to get in. The first 200 people are in for $9 a ticket, plus a little service charge, like $11 when you're done. It's Saturday, March 25th at 11 a.m. And we're just going to be doing this in a larger form, in a more intimate setting. And we'll probably do questions from the audience as well.
Absolutely.
When we're done, or even throughout the whole thing. Of course, there's just the regular old trainwithmap.com nutrition plans. You can work out at home from Michigan or anywhere else in the world. And Maptrition is available with all his products at radradio.com in the Stupid Store.
Superstore.
Just click on Maptrition in the drop down. Did I forget anything?
Probably, but I did too. It's okay.
Very good.